How do you be yourself in a world that wants you to conform? And how do you deal with the judgment of others? Us as INFJs, we are very sensitive to being judged, to being criticized, and we almost don't want to put ourselves out there and be our true and authentic selves because we're afraid that people will judge us or think that we're weird. And I know that I've had thoughts of just paranoid little thoughts of oh, that person's talking about me over there. They whisper to their friend and they're talking about me, and it's crazy, right? I know the feeling of that. So I can completely understand where if you've ever felt like that, I get it, But it's so important to be yourself. And actually, if you think about it, people are going to respect you more if you are yourself, even if you are different, yes, this world is made up of majority sensing or sensor type people, and I think it's 30% of the population are intuitives, right? So not everybody's going to be able to understand us or accept us for how we are, but it doesn't mean that we shouldn't be our true, authentic selves. And, just because they don't understand us, hopefully they can come from a place of respecting us, because despite that, we can push past that pressure and just be our true and authentic selves, And I know that this is true because I've been making these videos, not necessarily about INFJ topics, but videos in general for years now. And when you're just yourself, and you're genuine, you're just sharing your thoughts and everything, and you're not very filtered, you're just who you are, people really respect that, So I think that is a very easy way to kind of be able to just be yourself in this world that wants you to conform, because I don't want to say that it's a trending thing to be your own individual, but it almost is. It's almost cool to be different, if that makes any sense. And if it's not, then maybe I'm just living in some kind of fantasy world where it is cool to be different. But it doesn't really matter what people think, because think about it. If we lived in a world where everybody was the same and we all did the same things, were interested in the same things, created the same things, this world would be such a boring place, right? And, I believe that the INFJs of the world are the seasoning of the world. We bring such a different flavor to life that it's just incredible, really. We make the world a better place, and I'm not trying to come off arrogant or conceited or anything like that, or thinking that we're better than anybody, because we're not, we still have our weaknesses, our flaws, but we're different, and we offer something different to the world. And if we're not ourselves, and we're not being authentic, then we're not truly giving the world the best flavor that it can have, So just be yourself, put a little extra seasoning out there, and don't be afraid of what other people think, because it really doesn't matter. They're not the dictator of your life. It doesn't matter what they think, People are going to respect you more for just being yourself. And if you go against the grain of people and what they think, and they come back at you and they lash at you for not agreeing, I challenge you to ponder, do they actually even care about you in the first place? And do you need them in your life if they're going to be that way? And I know that's kind of a hard thing to think about, because we want to please people, and when we have an emotional connection with somebody, we don't like to just cut people out of our life. But if you can't be yourself around somebody, then that's not a good sign at all. You should be able to be yourself around them with no fear of them not accepting you. We should all be able to accept each other how we are. And I know that this world doesn't necessarily it doesn't work like that all the time, but if somebody is actually caring about you and loves you, then they're going to be okay with you being yourself and you saying that you disagree with this or that, it's okay. So that's basically what I think about being your true and authentic self in a world that pressures you to conform. Like, just don't, There's so many things that I don't conform over, and people think that I am like the most terrible person in the world because I don't conform about certain topics. But it doesn't matter. I'm not them. I don't care what they think. I'm going to be me regardless. I'm going to stick to my values, whether they agree with them or not, because they don't have to live my life, They don't have to be me. So what they care about doesn't really matter. And it's not selfish, guys. It's really not selfish to be you. So just be you. Don't worry about other people. I know that's a hard thing to do for us, but just don't worry about other people and just be you, and you will attract the people that love you for being you, that love and respect you and are inspired by you, and those are the people that you really need and will want in your life anyways. So be you. If that means to be weird, be weird. Doesn't matter. Just be you, and don't let anybody change who you are. Don't put on that chameleon face to just please people. Just be your raw, authentic self.